Figures of speech based on resemblance. Simile, metaphor, and others. Lesson outcomes. Identify and define simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, allusion, and antonomasia. Recognize and analyze these figures of speech in literature and everyday language. Create examples of simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, allusion, and antonomasia. Warming up. Form groups of 3 to 4 students. Get into groups. Read the phrases on the right and match them to their appropriate figures of speech, simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, allusion, and antonomasia. After matching, we'll go over the answers together. Be ready to explain why you made each match. Match phrases. He has the patience of Job. The leaves danced in the wind. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, art thou Romeo? The king of the jungle. The world is a stage. As brave as a lion. What are figures of speech based on resemblance? Resemblance means similarity or likeness. So, these figures of speech work by comparing things that are alike in some way, even if they seem very different at first glance. Figures of speech that belong to this category are simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, allusion, and antonomasia. Simile. Definition. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two unlike things using the words like or as. Example. Her smile was as bright as the sun. As brave as a lion. Example. Oh, my leaves like a red rose, that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my leaves like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. A Red Rose by Robert Burns, 1794. In this poem, Burns compares his love to a red rose using like, which is a classic example of a simile. Metaphor. Definition. A metaphor directly compares two unlike things without using like or as. Example. The world is a stage. Time is a thief. Example. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Sonnet 18, an excerpt, by William Shakespeare, 1609. Here, Shakespeare metaphorically describes the beauty of the beloved as an eternal summer, suggesting warmth and brightness. Personification. Definition. Personification is a figure of speech where human qualities are given to non-human objects or abstract concepts. Example. The leaves danced in the wind. Example. Where are the songs of spring? A. Where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too. To autumn, an excerpt, by John Keats, 1820. In this excerpt, Keats personifies autumn, giving it the ability to have music and to touch the plains. Apostrophe. Definition. Apostrophe is a figure of speech in which a speaker addresses someone absent, dead, or an inanimate object as if it could respond. Example. Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Example. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou, from whose unseen presence the leaves dead. Ode to the West Wind, an excerpt, by Percy Bysshe Shelley, 1820. Shelley directly addresses the west wind, invoking its power and presence as though it could hear and respond. Allusion. Definition. An allusion is a figure of speech that makes a reference to a well-known person, place, event, or work of art, without explicitly mentioning it. Example. He met his Waterloo. Alluding to Napoleon. Example. April is the cruelest month, breeding. Lilacs out of the dead land, mixing. Memory and desire, stirring. Dull roots with spring rain. The Waste Land, an excerpt, by T.S. Eliot, 1922. Eliot alludes to the opening line of Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, which begins with "Wan that April with his shores soot." Antonomasia. Definition. Antonomasia is a figure of speech where a proper name is replaced with a title, epithet, or descriptive phrase. Example: the king of the jungle, for the lion. Example: Hail, King! For so thou art. That speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Macbeth, an excerpt, by William Shakespeare, 1606. In this passage, Macbeth is addressed as King of Scotland, using a title instead of his name, which is an example of antonomasia. Group work. Get into small groups of 3 to 4 students. Get into groups. Assign a figure of speech. Each group will be assigned one figure of speech, simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, allusion, or antonomasia. Create your piece. Work together to create a short skit, poem, or story that uses your assigned figure of speech. Simile. Metaphor. Personification. Apostrophe. Allusion. Antonomasia. How will it be graded? Criteria. Understanding of figure of speech. Excellent, 10 points. Demonstrates an understanding of the assigned figure of speech. It is creatively integrated into the skit, poem, or story. Good, 7 to 9 points. Shows a good understanding of the assigned figure of speech, with clear integration into the work. Satisfactory, 4 to 6 points. Shows a basic understanding of the figure of speech, but the integration is somewhat unclear or forced. Needs improvement, 1 to 3 points. Shows little to no understanding of the assigned figure of speech, with minimal or incorrect integration. Creativity and originality. Excellent, 10 points. The skit, poem, or story is exceptionally creative, engaging, and original. Good, 7 to 9 points. The work is creative and interesting, with some original ideas. Satisfactory, 4 to 6 points. The work shows some creativity, but it is somewhat predictable or lacking in originality. Needs improvement, 1 to 3 points. The work lacks creativity and originality, it feels generic or uninspired. Presentation. Excellent, 10 points. The presentation is clear, confident, and engaging. The group effectively communicates their ideas and the use of the figure of speech. Good, 7 to 9 points. The presentation is clear and communicates the ideas well, though not as engaging. Satisfactory, 4 to 6 points. The presentation is somewhat unclear or lacks confidence, but the basic ideas are communicated. Needs improvement, 1 to 3 points. The presentation is unclear, lacks confidence, or does not effectively communicate the ideas. Collaboration and participation. Excellent, 10 points. All group members contributed equally and effectively, strong teamwork evident. Good, 7 to 9 points. Most group members contributed effectively, teamwork was generally strong. Satisfactory, 4 to 6 points. Some group members contributed more than others, teamwork was inconsistent. Needs improvement, 1 to 3 points. Minimal contribution from most group members, teamwork was weak or lacking. Happy learning. Great job. Thank you for listening. See you next time.